I've got 3 empties this month. I wasn't expecting to have that many, so this is gonna be such a good update. I am so excited. Hello everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Trina and welcome back to Ready Set Pan. Today we are doing update number 9 for a Dungeons & Dragons Project Pan, and I am on a D&D campaign. I have stuff that I am getting done, which is gonna be great. So of course we will work through all of the prompts, the progress, the empties, the new roll-ins. It's gonna be a great update. So we're gonna start off, of course, as always, at the top. We pick the race class combination. Of course, those do stick together. So starting off with what I am an elf. And the elf I am making very slow progress on because I do have a colored eyeliner that I'm really trying to focus in on right now. I am using this project's eyeliner today. This is from Seraphine Botanicals. This is the Luna liner. It's water resistant. It's a nice black liner. Makes a pretty nice line. It was a little bit challenging to work with today, but I think we're still doing okay with it. Now, usage, not so good. I've only reached for this one 6 times, so not even a week since my last update. So 6 uses bring me to a total of 64 uses in this particular project, and we will just keep going with it. With that, I had to pick my class, so I am a Druid, so the nature-themed item. So I have been working on my Mary Kay liquid eyeshadow in the shade Light Beam. And you guys, we are now at that point, like I've scraped basically all that I could. Okay, now we're getting a little bit more because it's been sitting for a couple weeks. But I am calling this done. I really can't get that much out. I've been using it as an eyeshadow primer, as you guys know, because yes, this does give a little bit of color payoff, but it does kind of fade throughout the day. And yeah, I like a little bit more to what goes all over the lid. So I only reached for this an additional 4 times, which brought me to a total of 70 uses in this project to get it done. Most of those uses were as eyeshadow primer, but there was a good chunk of those uses where I had to use this all over the lid as my main eye look. Now, of course, because this is part of that race class combination, I will not be rolling in a replacement class until I finish the elf prompt. So when that happens, I get to roll in, as we'll see later, either another location, another creature to fight, or another helping item. So stay tuned for which one I picked. Before we get there, let's talk about where I am. So I'm in the Tavern, so food-related item. So I have been using my Byroe Oil. This is the Fig Renewal Oil. There's my food theme. And if you guys saw my kind of 6-month plan to pan skincare update check-in, that video went up yesterday. You guys got a spoiler that this is actually finished off. I used it on my face till probably about here or so, and then I just finished it off on my body because I thought my face was reacting to it and didn't want to risk anything. So this is done, so we get to roll in a new location, which is going to be super fun. The dragon, the creature I have been fighting since the intro of this project. The big creature, difficult to defeat. There was a time I thought I was blowing through this quickly. The dragon was going to be an easy foe. And then because I can't mark these things and I mismarked it, then it was much more challenging. But you hear that? There is just air. Air. See? Just air coming out. This is finally empty. Again, it was a great product. I enjoyed using it. I used it after the shower every day for basically 9 months. So a lot of good value there. It just, because I couldn't mark it accurately, that was more of the issue. I guesstimated I was down to about here last time, and I just finished it off this morning. Yeah, cutting it close. And then finally we have my helping item category, and this is a category I've been doing lots of good work on this year. So I have rolled in the prompt Gem of Brightness as my helping item. So I have rolled in my Clinique Highlighter. This is the Cheek Pop Highlighter in Gold Celebration Pop. I had used it 2, maybe 3 times before rolling it into this particular project, so basically brand new, with a goal of using it 50 times. This is the only highlighter that I'm using at this particular point, and now we've gone to here. So you might be able to see on some of these petals, Like, it seems to be wearing away a little bit. I'll have a video so you can see it a little bit better. It doesn't seem to be as domed. Like, it's a little bit higher up here compared to this side of the palette or the pan. So it's moving. I'm making progress. It is the only highlighter I am working on at this particular point, since I did meet my goal on both sides of the Shattered Nora Cupid Cheek duo. So since rolling this one in last month, I have reached for this one 27 times out of my 50 use goal, meaning that I have 23 uses left. So over the next month, I'll be working on that to meet my goal. So you guys, that means I have met my goal on 3 items. I know that doesn't really happen in this project. For some reason, some of these items kind of stick around for a while, but today's a good day. We get 3 new things. So we're going to start off with my location because I've finished off my prompt of the tavern, the food-related item. So I went back to the list, and this time I have opted to pick a location. First we were in the forest, then we were kind of in the town. Now we're going to the abandoned mine. Figured we give ourselves something a little bit different here. So the abandoned mine, of course, is going to be a gemstone or mineral themed item. I found this one when I was kind of looking through my drawers. I was thinking I was going to do, is it Tomb of the Lost? Anyway, something to do with the lost tomb or whatever. So I thought like a forgotten item in your collection, and this would also make that prompt. But I thought the gemstone would be a little bit more challenging to find. So that's what I've opted to go for instead. This is an unused item in my collection, and I probably bought it a couple of years ago. This is the Sally Hansen Insta-Dri. This is their Prismatic Shine nail color in the shade 020 Moonstone. So there we go. That's our gemstone right there. I think this is going to work very well as a topper with some of the colors I'm working on in my project polish. And as always, the goal is going to be 10 uses on this topper. We have finally defeated the dragon, you guys. I am so excited. So we finally get to defeat another creature, and I've picked an easier creature in all honesty this time, just so I can work my way through a couple more of the prompts. And the creature I have opted to fight this time, we went from the dragon to the beholder. The beholder is associated with No Pan Left Behind palette, so I thought that would be a pretty easy goal. And because it is summertime, this is the time for me to play with more colorful makeup. I am pulling in a palette that's actually been in my Use That Eyeshadows project 3 times already. And despite being in there for 3 times, which is 10 uses for each of those shades that got rolled in. Plus, I'd used the palette before. I do think there are shades in here I may not have even put on my eyes. And there's some shades in here I may have put like once or twice on the eyelids. So I'm going to roll in this palette once again for the beholder. This is my Makeup Revolution Forever Flawless Constellation palette. This is what it looks like on the inside. So it can do some more neutral looks. We've got some golds, we got champagne, we got some browns, but also we have like neon pink and red with Jupiter, and like let's play with it. You can see there's some good progress on some of these. I kind of feel like this one here, an asteroid, like I feel like maybe I'm getting, well, this is the closest one to hitting pan for sure in the palette, but it's like maybe I could get there. So I kind of have that in the back of my mind. So the beholder, no pan left behind, meaning I have to use all of these shades once. They're all very bright, or a lot of them are very bright. They are colorful. It's going to challenge me a little bit. But I just want to play with more colorful looks because it is summertime right now. I can be a little bit more experimental and just kind of get a bit of a better feel for the palette. And there's a lot of shades in here, or a decent amount, right? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. With 18 shades in here, that's a fair amount to reach for No Pan Left Behind. So it's an easy goal, but not like the easiest goal. That brings me then back to the Druid. And as I explained earlier, I cannot roll those out and replace them with another race class combination until I meet my goal on the Luna liner from Seraphine and Botanicals, because they just go together. So until I meet my goal on that liner, which is finishing it, I get to roll on something else. So I went through the list and I was really debating because I haven't fought many monsters at this point. However, I am going to have hopefully, as we get to my gold section, hopefully I'll be rolling in a new monster next month. So I'm just thinking about, with all of my other projects, what meets my goals and what's going to be hopefully easier for me to currently work with. So that was my thought process. And guys, this is just a fun one. This was on my list. It is a helping item, but I knew this was a helping item that I definitely wanted to do. Because that is the Ring of Elemental Command. And that is just fun. Basically, you have to associate your product with one of the 4 elements. So, of course, earth, air, fire, and water. And I've got one. I'm going with air, which I think is probably the hardest one to go for. But it has a little bit of a water element to it as well. So, you know, it'll be fun. And this is a 2022 Bath & Body Works product. And you guys know I'm really trying to work through my 2022 body creams. We're running low on them, but they're still here. And yes, I've got so many body creams and body moisturizers in projects. With my hygiene project, Use It Up, in 50 Shades of Brown, it's Panning Cats and Dogs, and now Dungeons & Dragons. But I'm thinking this might pair a little bit better with that Japanese cherry blossom scrub that I currently have in 50 Shades of Brown. So then hopefully I can get use out of both of these items. So that's the thought process. And what is this body cream that I'm still not showing you guys? It's one I also tend to forget a lot about in my collection. This is Lakeside Citrus. And this has scent notes of autumn air. There's my air element. Citrus zest and sparkling water. So 2 of those notes there, we have air and we have water. Right, so I figured this would work very well for a Ring of Elemental Command, and it's just a little bit different of an item, I thought. So this is an unused body cream in my collection. And part of the reason that this one keeps getting forgotten and pushed back is that this was one of those items I bought. Like, this is probably one of my first hauls, or one of the very early hauls, when I started shopping at Bath & Body Works in, like, more extensively in 2022. So this one, it's not doing too bad at all. But I figure this is probably, it's not masculine, but a little bit more unisex. I'm worried it's going to come across more clone-y. So that's why I've kind of kept passing over it, because you guys know I love my fruity stuff. But this was such a perfect opportunity to roll this in and use it up. Obviously is the goal, because it's a body cream. It won't take too long to get through these in about a week and a half if I just focus on one at a time. However, I do anticipate this one being in for 2 months, because I'm not sure how much I'm going to love the scent, so I want to space it out a little bit. But also I have so much stuff in other projects. So I figured we'll take this one a little bit chill, but it fit so well. So I was just a little bit excited for it. So I know a lot has changed, so let's just do a quick recap of what's still in the project. So the e.l.f., the Lunar Liner, is still in to finish. That might be getting close, but who knows? It's a liquid liner. For my location, we're now at Abandoned Mind. I'm using the Sally Hansen topper in Moonstone for a goal of 10 uses. I am now fighting a beholder in the Abandoned Mind, doing no pan left behind on the Makeup Forever palette. I have a helping item of a Gem of Brightness, which I thought would also be helpful in the Abandoned Mind. That is my Clinique Highlighter, which I only have 23 uses left to meet my goal on. And I have a second helping item because I can't replace the Druid part yet. And that, of course, is my Ring of Elemental Command, which is Lakeside Citrus, hitting both the air and water elements. Now, I do think I'm going to have a really good update next month because I did pick some easier items. So in terms of goals for next month, I want to hit my 10 uses on the nail polish topper. I want to also meet the prompt of the beholder, so using that palette, no pan left behind. And then finally, I'll get my remaining 23 uses on that Clinique Highlighter, assuming, fingers crossed, I don't roll in the prompt of a highlight for anything else. But I probably, if that happens, I'll just focus on Clinique till that one gets done. So we're going to have a really good update next month. And again, that liner, it's going to run out when it runs out. It could be next month. It could be never. And it'll still carry on after this project finishes. We'll just have to wait and find out. But I am so excited with what I was able to achieve this month. I'm excited for what I'm working towards next month. And I'm excited about the items I'm going to be playing with now. But that is going to wrap up today's 9th update for a Dungeons & Dragons Project Pan. So let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe so you don't miss my future videos. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video very soon. Have a wonderful day.